let's assume that you have not read the title of the video because you are going to guess which book we are reviewing today just by the quote that I'm about to give you. I hear the crack of his skull before the splattering of blood reaches me. Did you guess it? Did you guess it? Yeah, it's Verity by Colleen Hoover. Hi jellies, my name is Jay and this is my booktube. Welcome to my very first video where we're gonna dive into the book review of Verity. Before we do that, I would like to talk about why I started this YouTube channel. First of all, it has always been my dream to be on YouTube and say, "Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel." But I am very camera shy, so whatever I say might come off as if I am reading a script, which I am, but I have no idea how to do this. This is my very first video, so let's just start, I guess. Anyways, so in this YouTube channel, I intend on posting book reviews, unboxing videos, book challenges, and everything related to bookish content. You can also follow me on my socials. It's JH Reads everywhere, and my blog is called JList. So without any further ado, let's start with our very first review. Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer who meets Jeremy Crawford in a very unexpected turn of events where he offers her a lifetime offer to complete the unfinished series that his wife Verity has started. She is not able to finish the series because she met with a very fatal accident that leaves her paralyzed, brain dead, basically. So she is not able to move. She can't even sustain herself without nurses and medical supplies. So Jeremy reaches out to Lowen and he asks her to complete the series by going through the manuscripts that Verity has prepared so far. So now Lowen reaches to this very big mansion that is in the middle of nowhere. This is basically how horror movies start, right? So Lowen reaches to this mansion and she starts looking through the manuscripts in a hope to find enough materials to get her started. But what she does not expect is to encounter a autobiography which Verity has started, and in this autobiography, Lowen finds very disturbing confessions, if you will, and this completely shocks her. Because how could a human being talk about these events in such nonchalant way that no human should be capable of doing? So here, Jeremy and Lowen also start developing feelings for each other. I mean, I don't blame Jeremy because it's been so long since his wife's been in coma and he obviously needs some warmth and love and affection. But Lowen starts hallucinating when she sees Verity walking through the hallways. She is very paranoid because she feels like Verity is watching her be with her husband. And all of this is very traumatizing to her because simultaneously, she's also reading this autobiography where Verity is literally confessing to her children, right? So it's a very dark book and there are a lot of adult content in this, which I felt was very repetitive. I mean, sure, you can talk about how things are with your husband, but at one point it needs to kind of, tone down a bit. I mean, I really like the story, but that was one thing that I really thought was a bit excessive. Anyways, so Lowen decides to keep this manuscript to herself because she doesn't want Jeremy to feel more pain after going through everything. Like, he almost lost his wife, he lost his kids, and now if he gets to know that his wife is a psychopath, that would be very harsh on him, right? At the same time, Lowen also thinks that it would benefit her if Jeremy gets to know about this manuscript and gets to know how his wife truly is, right? But there is a huge plot twist, and honestly, I think this plot twist is what makes the book so good in my opinion. It's a 4.5 star read for me, and there are people who gave it a 5 on 5 read, but I did not give it a 5 on 5 read just because of the adult content that I told you about. First up, let's talk about Lowen. So she is a very interesting character in my opinion, because not only does she get thrusted into this world of mystery and wealth, but her curiosity and paranoia are literally the driving forces of this story, because she is obsessed with Verity's manuscript, and her decisions of should I tell this to Jeremy, should I not tell this to Jeremy, is Verity really a psychopath, is this really a confession manuscript, an autobiography, or is it just a fiction? This entire thought process is what I think I would also have if I was in her place, right? And she is also someone who is very easy to root for, since Lowen is the first character that we meet in the story, and obviously we'll connect with her the most. But as the story progresses, we'll start double guessing that, because we don't really know if she is to be trusted, just like every other character here, right? So I think her character is very dynamic, which has a lot of layers to it, and at the same time, she is kind of easy to read as well, in the sense we know what she would do because we can connect with her in that way. And she is also an unreliable narrator, in my opinion, because even though she is reading the manuscript to us, she is encountering the events and narrating that to us. I don't know if I trust her in a way that she would tell me facts. My question throughout this book was, is she okay? Is she losing grip on reality? So this makes me really fascinated with her character. Now let's talk about Jeremy. He is shown as this very charming, innocent guy who has been through a lot of trauma, not just with losing his children but also with his wife's conditions. And we get to see how much of a gentleman he is as he treats Lowen in a certain way. But we also start to question his intentions, because the way the manuscript is written and the way the letter is written, if you know, we don't know if Jeremy is really a victim or if he is also playing a role in all of this. That's the best part about this book, because it's left a lot to our interpretation. We can make our own assumptions about the character and the plot itself, because the ending is pretty open to interpretation. And then of course we have Verity, who is, even though is not present through most of the book, her evil presence is there throughout the book through her autobiography. And the things that she confesses to them in the manuscripts are literally shocking, because she comes off as this cold, mysterious, downright evil character who is capable of doing some atrocious things, not just to her husband but to her children. But as a classic thriller, you can never trust what really is going on, because we never know if Verity is really this dark manipulator or if she is a victim of something else, which even after so many years of reading this book, I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this book. It's just there in my life, honestly. The big standout for me is a manuscript within a book. It's like a book within a book kind of a story that adds a very huge layer to this mystery and the eeriness of the whole story. And especially because Lowen herself does not know what to believe and whom to trust, we are right there with her, because even though as she's reading the manuscript, we get a very detailed depth look of what a kind of a person Verity is. We are still unsure if Lowen is telling the truth, if the manuscript is telling the truth, or if manuscript is fiction, if Jeremy is telling the truth, and this all of this is very, very intriguing. That being said, Verity is definitely a much more darker kind of a book compared to Colleen Hoover's other books, which are mostly just romance and fluff. The psychological tension present in this book is very, very disturbing, especially the concepts regarding her children. So, if you are sensitive to darker themes, please be aware of it. It's not a dark romance, it's kind of not even a romance, it's just disturbing and uncomfortable. So, here I'm going to stop the non spoiler review. So if you have not read the book yet, I suggest you pause the video here, go read the book, come back, and then watch the spoiler section. Bye bye. Now, what do you think about the ending? It's been so long since I read this book and I still don't know what to make of the ending. Are you team manuscript or are you team letter? Because come on, how can some mother be capable of doing that to her children? Every time I think about this book, I think about the boat scene. How how can a mom do this? But at the same time, Verity does seem to be a person who is capable of doing this, right? Like, tell me, which team are you? Team manuscript or team letter? Also, look at this. This it took me so long to understand the cover of this book. I genuinely just thought that was a design choice because I did not notice these legs here. And the moment I realized, my brain was fried. The thought that was put into this is mind blowing. I I think out of all books written by Colleen Hoover, this one has to be a top book for me because not only is this dark, disturbing, mysterious, and all the gothic fiction texts for me, it it makes me wonder what is even reality. I am team manuscript, by the way, and it took me a very long time to come to this decision because the letter just seems very fake. Even though while reading the book, it seems real, but when you contemplate on what exactly happened throughout the book, when you reread the book a couple of times, you'll understand how the letter is such a out of place thing. It almost feels as if Verity just scribbled it down on spot and put it there to swap the narratives, to manipulate the narrative again. So I think I'm team manuscript. So what were your thoughts on the book? Were you also confused or did you instantly know which team you're in? Did you feel disturbed, uncomfortable? Let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video and leave your comments below. Bye bye.